in the Christmas theme, and they had red hats like Santa Claus. The person was dealing with me. I said to him, why are you guys wearing this sweater and the hat? They said, the job told us to, you know, so we don't want to get in trouble. We need the money. He said, I'm new here. I'm not trying to make any problems. There was one person who didn't have anything, had his regular clothes on. I said, well, who was that? Is that a manager? He said, no, he's not a manager. I said, come here, man, come here. Why you don't wear the Santa Claus stuff? He said, it's against my religion. I said, what's your religion? He said, I worship the devil. So the one who worships the devil, he has courage not to put on the Santa Claus outfit. And the one who says, La ilaha illallah, he says, well, I gotta do it because they asked me. No way. We're going to say to them, hey, look, with all due respect, this is not my religion. I don't believe in this religion. I'm not doing that thing. Something simple and easy. So some of you guys, some of you youngsters, and it's not all your fault. It's not all your fault. But you got to be an individual who, when you see that stuff about Santa Claus and all of that, you have to say, A'udhu billah. That is nonsense. Kalam farik. And now you'll find, like when we came here, by the train, when you travel, city center, the train stations, you'll find that there's more activity right now as the new year comes. More activity. Why? Because as it relates to Christmas, these people are Christians, but they're not really Christians. They ain't got nothing to do with Jesus. Christmas has nothing to do with anything except it's commercial. That's all. Has nothing to do with Tawheed, has nothing to do with Dawah, has nothing to do with Jesus' birth, has nothing to do with anything except partying. Before I move on, I have to ask the same question. I have to ask a question. And you people come from Gambia, you people come from Senegal, from Pakistan. Why can they have a Christmas? And we look at their Christmas and we okala. We know Christmas is nonsense. But what's the difference between their Christmas and our Mawlid al-Nabawi, the Prophet's birthday? All of that is kalam farik. It just is a waste of time. So we're a group of people who have to give salawat on the Nabi of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The next haqq from the huquq, and as I mentioned, ikhwani, there are many, is that we have to follow Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What they call in Arabic al-iqtida. Al-iqtida, we have to do our best to be like him. Some of the companions used to do things, and they only did those things, may Allah be pleased with them, because they knew the Prophet did that thing. They didn't want to do it. They just said, I saw the Prophet doing it, so I'm doing it. Like Umar. Umar came to the black stone and he kissed the black stone. He said, I know you, black stone. You can't help me. You can't hurt me. But I saw Prophet Muhammad kissing you, so I'm kissing you. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anas ibn Malik said, I personally don't really like al-qara'. Al-qara' is like this pumpkin, a pumpkin. It's a pumpkin. Prophet Muhammad used to love that kind of food, the pumpkin. He said, I don't really particularly like this pumpkin, but I know that Prophet Muhammad loved it, so I eat it because he loved it. Sallallahu alaihi wa ala alihi wasallam. Allah Ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ لِمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو اللَّهَ وَالْيَوْمَ الْآخِرِ وَذَكَرَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. You people have in Prophet Muhammad a perfect example. Listen up, ikhwani. You have in Prophet Muhammad a perfect example. Listen. How many of you people have heard of the name of the soccer player in Liverpool? His name is Sadio Mane. How many of you heard of that guy? All right. How many of you think Sadio Mane is a better football player than Mo Salah? I believe that. Sadio Mane comes to our masjid and he cleans up the toilet with his own hands. That man is making over 300,000 pounds a week. Can you imagine that? Not a year, son. 300,000 pounds. Some crazy figure. So when he signed a new contract, he wanted to thank Allah Azza wa Jalla. He came to our masjid, gave us some money. He said, I'm going to go down to the toilets, akramakumullah, and he started cleaning the toilet with his own hands. Not just that one time, he did it a few times. Someone came in after Asr, when a lot of people were not there, someone came in and they said, oh wow, Sadio Mani, I can't believe it. Oh, Allah Akbar. As if he saw Musa, Ibrahim, Jibril, Mikael. Oh my God, OMG, Sadio Mani, oh wow. And it blew him away, it freaked him out. He said, I want to take a picture, I want to take it. He said, look. I'll take a picture with you under the condition you don't spread it. You don't send it out to social media. Why do you think he said that? Because he didn't want people to know about what he's doing. Yeah, wallah, he don't worry about it. I'll do that. He took the video, took the picture, and the guy sent it out. Sadio Mani, he goes to Senegal. He build wells. He give money for orphans. He gave a lot of stuff, mashallah. So my question to you is, do you stand with me on the position that I have? And that position is, I like Sadio Mani. I take my children to his house. He opened up his house, give us a 5-course meal. Let my kids go behind in the backyard, play soccer. He plays soccer with my kids, and he's a real humble guy. Humble guy. That's what I believe. But my position is, Sadio Mani is not an example for me. Mo Salah. When Mo Salah was on the picture on the magazine with a supermodel, Muslims were getting upset. Well, if you don't take those kind of people as your heroes, you won't get upset. The heroes and the examples for us are Prophet Muhammad at the top of the list, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then the rest of the prophets and the messengers. Don't be one of those, don't get it wrong, guys. Don't misunderstand me. If Jay-Z came through this door right now, I'm gonna be like, hey, come on, I want to talk to you. I'm interested in knowing your history, who you are. I'm gonna sit down, I'll be interested. I'm gonna sit down with him. But if he spit in my face, slap me in my face, I'm not gonna say, thank you, JC. I'm gonna deal with that situation because I don't look at him as being someone way above the sky. And wherever you go, Gambia, Senegal, America, China, wherever you go, the people who sing, the people on TV, the popular people, these are the people when the community looks at them, we don't know how to act. Did you guys know Sadio Mani, that other kid, Keita, what's his name? Keita, the other one from Liverpool. Yeah, Nabi Keita. Mo Salah. Those guys can't come to the masjid on Friday. You know why? Because if they came to the masjid to pray in our masjid, everybody's gonna say, hey, take a selfie, hey, take a selfie. When he comes in, hey, take a selfie with me, hey, take a selfie with me. The imam is giving the khutbah, and the person has his phone like that, telling people, hey, he's in the masjid right now. And the imam is giving the khutbah. Whereas someone would come from the desert to meet Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The person would come in the masjid, he never met Prophet Muhammad. He would have to say to the people, hey, where is Muhammad? Because Rasulullah would be laying over there in the corner, laying down. He wasn't standing out like that. The people wasn't making him like so big like that. And if anyone deserved to have that done, it's him. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I say to you, listen, you young people, that does not mean that we don't love and we don't appreciate the good that people like that do. But they're not our examples. If you take them as your example, I want to be like him when I grow up. Don't say that. Say something like, if I can do what this person is doing, he has the Quran. If I knew the Quran, I'll read like him. If I have money like him, I'll give money like him. But we want to take Prophet Muhammad as our examples. Sallallahu alaihi wa ala alihi wa sallam. We're winding down here, Ikhwani, from the hukuk and the rights of the Nabi of Islam upon us, sallallahu alaihi wa ala alihi wa sallam. But before that, I just remember, you young people may not know a movie called Roots that came out in the early 70s. It talked about a man by the name of Kunta Kinte. He was one of my forefathers, maybe. Allahu Alam. They took our people from Gambia and places like that, took us into slavery and brought them over to America, and we're still suffering from that experience of slavery to this day right now. That's why it's easy for African American rappers to say all these nasty things about our women, the language that they use. People who run America, the media, they want our youngsters to be into hip hop. They want us to say those words, to be flashy, be people who don't really have any substance. The substance is in my necklace and in the diamonds and that. No, that's not the substance. The substance in Islam is the one who has some deen. That's with Allah Azza wa Jalla. As it relates to kunta kinte, you know, in Gambia and Senegal and where we come from, Pakistan, Mirpur, our fathers, they have the culture that they gave us. And the culture sometimes is good, and the culture sometimes is not good. As soon as I came into this masjid, into the building downstairs, I smelled jollof rice. Because it's part of the culture that we have. That's what we eat. That's the rice that we eat. Nothing wrong with that. But in our culture, there are some things that are a problem. And we take our forefathers as examples. And that was the problem that happened with the Kuffar of Quraysh. They said to Prophet Muhammad, we're not listening to you because our fathers didn't say what you're saying. Your fathers are not an example. Your fathers are not an example. What they gave us that's good in the way of Islam and the culture, then no problem. And what's a problem, like for an example, the racism that exists between tribes. The person who's Wolof may not like the person who's Mandinga, and that comes from what our fathers, nah. We reject that stuff. The things that we do, like Sufism, the shirk, the bid'ah, all of those things. Our women, the way they dress and they don't dress right. You know, the African dress where the woman is not dressed properly, it's from what our fathers do. We say, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. The girl has to put on the whole hijab, that's correct. And nothing is seen of her when she comes out of her house except her face and her hands. That's it. As for the traditional cultural dress, we say, that dress of our fathers is not an example for us. Some people, if they hear me saying this, and I was back in Africa in the village and I said that, they may kill me because of what I'm saying. Because I'm saying something that is very sensitive to people. All people have that. Pakistani people, everybody has that. Don't talk bad about people's culture. And you shouldn't. But I'm here to say, now that most of you are young, you guys have to understand Prophet Muhammad is our example. Any and everybody that goes against him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we have to take a position. We draw a line in the sand and we say, look, between you and me is that line. I'm on the side of Prophet Muhammad. You can be wherever you want to be. If you get over here on this side of the line with Prophet Muhammad, I'm with you. I don't care who you are. If you're against the Nabi of Islam, I'm going to be against you. And that's how those companions were. They took him as the example. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We come to the last two, and we're almost done. From the rights of the Nabi of Islam, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is that we have to love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And loving him, as we mentioned earlier, is practicing what he brought and being upon what he brought. That's a sign of love. He said, sallallahu alaihi wa ala alihi wa sallam, none of you truly believes until I become more beloved to him than his own father and his mother and all of his children. So we have to love him, sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. And how do we love him? One of the ways we love him is we call our kids by his name. How many people in here, his name is Muhammad? Whose name is Muhammad here? Put your hand up higher. Higher, let me see. Yeah, so we are always going to have in every single masjid, every majlis, every family, people with that name. And just to go back to the issue of Christmas, we have more rights to Isa ibn Maryam than those people. We're closer to him than those people. And that's why you'll find every single Muslim knows someone with the name Isa. How many of you know a person, his name is Isa? You know someone who's Isa? Put your hands down. Isa, we call our children Isa. That's a sign of us and our love for him. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do you know people who speak Arabic and they're Christians, like in the Sham and Al-Yemen And Morocco, where there are Jews and Christians who speak Arabic, they're not Muslims. They would never call their children Muhammad. Put the prophet personality on the side for 1 minute. I'm talking about the meaning. Muhammad means praiseworthy, highly praised, someone who is praised. They will never, you'll never find a Jew or Christian with that name. He says, I'm going to give my kid this name because of the meaning. You'll find a Christian or a Jew, his child's name is Salim or Salim. You'll find that. You will find that. You'll find that. But you won't find them with the name Muhammad. But the Muslim, I'll show it our love for Isa. We call our kids Isa. So part of, and one of the ways that we love him is, again, we love him by calling our children his name, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and also wishing, praying, and hoping that Allah Azza wa Jal brings us with him, connects us to him, Yawm al-Qiyamah. There's a companion, he was very young, 10 years old when the Prophet came to Al-Medina. And he stayed with Prophet Muhammad for 10 years, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His name is Anas ibn Malik. Anas ibn Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, he said that we, the companions, the happiest day for us, there are many happy days. He said the happiest day for us was when a Bedouin man came. The Bedouin man came and said, Ya Rasulullah, I'm a person who I don't do all of what you do, and I don't do all of what your companions do. I don't play Qiyamul Layl, Tahajjud, I don't do all of these things, memorize, I don't do all of this fasting that you do. But I love you, and I love your companions. Rasulullah told the man, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-mar'u ma man ahab. The person will be with those who he loves. He said, well, I love you. I love you. And he walked away. Anas ibn Malik said to the people when he told them this hadith, may Allah be pleased with him, I also love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I love Abu Bakr and Umar, and I hope that by my love for them, although I don't do the works that they do, I hope that Allah Azza wa Jalla connects me to them Yawm al-Qiyamah. So part of the rights of the Messenger of Allah, Ikhwani, is to love him and to also love his companions. Listen to me. I want to ask you a question. If someone said to you, if someone said about another man, someone said about a man, I'm asking your opinion. Someone said to a man over here, your mother is a dog. Your mother is a dog, or she's worse than the dog. Do you think that man will be happy or not happy? Not happy. He doesn't have to be a Muslim or non-Muslim. Everyone's going to be upset with that. How about if the person said to that man, your mother is a lewd woman. She does nasty things. She doesn't have any good manners, no akhlaq. She runs around and she does nasty, bad things. Would that man be happy with that person or not happy? Okay. There are some people who come and they say that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's wife, Aisha, she did dirty, nasty, bad things. She did dirty, nasty, bad things. All of his wives are dirty and nasty and bad, and all of them are kuffar, they're not Muslims, kafirat, all of them. Allah mentioned in the Quran, "An-Nabiyyu awla bil mu'minina min anfusihim wa azwaju ummahatuhum." The Nabi is closer to the believers. His wives are their mothers. So the people say, Ya al-Mu'mineen, Ya al-Mu'mineen, O mother of the believers. So now, if someone comes and they are cursing the Prophet's companions and his wives, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, radiyallahu anhum ajma'in, do you think the best way to deal with those people is to be real cool with them and just to act like there's nothing wrong? If someone said that about your mother who gave birth to you, your mother right now, would you tolerate that, accept that? No. So we shouldn't tolerate it. Now I want to make it very clear. People from Iraq, people from Iran, people from Pakistan, from Bangladesh, from Afghanistan, people from Lebanon, the Shiite who curse the companions, they are enemies to me and my kids. Enemies. That doesn't mean I can hurt them. It doesn't mean that. But I'm not sitting with them. I'm not laughing with them. I'm not giving them salams. I'm not being a person who's laughing with them. Because my mother right now, Miss Mamie Star, may Allah guide her to Islam, she's not a Muslim. But if you said some of that stuff that they say about my mother, you're going to have a problem. And my mother is not even a Muslim. What about Aisha and the rest of the companions of the Prophet? So listen, when we don't have knowledge, we think that Iran, they're against Israel. We think that Iran is against America. And then you grow up believing Iran is okay. No. No. The people of Iran that are okay are the people of Iran who love the companions of the Prophet. But generally speaking, the Iranian government and the people from Iran, those kind of Shiite, they're enemies to Allah and His Messenger. And I say that, bite my tongue for no one. I just don't want any of you guys growing up, because right now, in Nigeria, in Gambia, in Senegal, Shiaism is spreading. How is spread? We are poor in those countries. So Iran comes to that country and they start giving money to Africans. You'll find an African who doesn't pray. West African from Gambia, he doesn't pray. You'll find a West African from Nigeria drink khamr. You'll find a woman from West Africa put in extensions in her head. You'll find that. She'll put extensions in her head. You'll find that. But you'll be hard pressed a few years ago to find a West African cursing Abu Bakr and Muhammad. That's what happens now. Now, why? Because we're poor. So they'll come in and they'll say, you want to go to university? Become a Shiite. Become a Shiite. We're going to say, no way, I don't want your dirty, filthy money. I would not sell my religion like that. So I want you guys to know that. Iran are not our friends. The ones who curse the companions. Not only Iran, anyone. African American person who, he is not a Muslim. He's not my brother. African American person who curses the Prophet's companions. Not my brother, not my friend. We go to the last two and we're almost done at 20. What is the last one? The last one from the many things that we have to do with the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is we have to obey him. We have to obey the messenger. Obey everything that he said to the best of your ability. Part of obeying him is listening to what your parents say, respecting your parents, not being a knucklehead and giving your parents a hard time. Sometimes we have young brothers who are trying to practice the religion and they're sincere, they're trying to practice, but they have some problematic relationships with their father and their mothers. And sometimes the problem can be from your father and your mother. They're the ones who initiate the problem. But the Nabi told you, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, be patient with them. Don't give them a hard time. Lower the wing of humility. Don't be disrespectful. Don't curse them out. You have to be an individual who has rahmah on your parents, the way they had rahmah on you. Not always. Sometimes when you come from Africa, our fathers are rough and tough. You ask my sons, they'll tell you I'll be rough when they get out of hand. But generally speaking, I want them to have a good time. My dad was rough all the time, 24/7, every day of the year, all the time. So I don't know what it is, the war in Africa. I don't know if it's the jollof rice. I don't know if it's but some of our fathers are just rough all the time. No. The father, he has to obey the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Prophet used to tell people, take it easy with these young people. Take it easy with them. Can't be rough all the time. And when you are rough, don't be rough with them to the degree where you break their spirit, where they're afraid of you more than they are afraid of Allah Azza wa Jal. So if you are serious about being a Muslim, then we have to obey the Nabi of Islam. We have to stay away from innovation. Anyone who believes that the dhikr of Allah is beneficial, then you have to do a lot of dhikr. But at the same time, anyone who believes saying anyone who believes that's the dhikr of Allah, you've lied on the Messenger of Allah. That's not the dhikr, that's an innovation. That's an innovation. Stick to the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and we'll be okay. This is what I wanted to present to you, brothers. I want to thank the administration of this masjid and my brother Baba Musa, Jazahullah khairah, for giving me this opportunity to come to you young brothers. Be the people of the sunnah, guys, and combine being religious and practicing, combine that with also working. Don't be of the people who are bums and you have nothing worth going for yourself. Try to get educated and don't lose your Islamic identity. We're Muslims who come from Africa and we're living in Europe and the UK, and we don't apologize about any of that. We're Muslims first. We come from Africa. That's where we come from. We're not white people. That doesn't mean white people are bad, but don't try to be someone who you're not. Don't look at yourself and your color as being inferior to the color of somebody else. You're not inferior to white people. You're not inferior to light-skinned Pakistani people. You're not inferior to Arabs. And you're not better than anyone else because of your color neither. Color doesn't mean anything. All of you people know about the history of Africa, of Egypt, Pharaoh. Pharaoh was a black man and he was a criminal. And his color didn't do anything to help his situation. But you see what they were able to accomplish in Egypt. To this very day, they don't know the secrets of those pyramids. But with Pharaoh being a kafir and a mushrik and a criminal and an enemy to Musa, he's our enemy. We don't care what color he is. But I'm trying to impart upon you right now, black people are on the lowest part of the pole in the world, wherever you go, even with the Muslims. They look down on us because of our color. And look, this is awkward. You may not like it, but it's the real deal. They look down on us because of our color. That's because they're ignorant. We can't allow that to affect us and make us inferior. So if someone comes into the place, one person is black, but he's light-skinned, and one person is black and dark-skinned, we say, oh, the light-skinned one is more prettier. Do you know in Gambian, Africa, our women put cream on their faces to make themselves lighter? Did you guys know that? To make themselves lighter? I don't want to be lighter. I want to be the way that Allah created me. Because Allah knew what he was doing was creating. So what I want to say is, we are Muslims first and foremost. We come from Africa, and we're British. We're not even going to apologize about being British. We're here, and we're here to stay, Allahu Alam, and we're not second-class citizens. So hold on to your deen, hold on to your heritage, and hold on to your identity. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين.